Hello traders, in this new video we are going to compare Mt4 and cTrader trading platforms. So once again, hello traders, I'm Simon from FTMO, and if you are new here, what we are doing at FTMO is that we are funding successful traders that are able to pass our evaluation process. Today we are going to talk about something a little bit different, and that is difference between trading on Mt4 Trading Platform and cTrader Trading Platform. And we are definitely not able to cover all of the differences between Mt4 and cTrader, but we have picked some of the most interesting ones to us. So basically we are going to start with Mt4 platform. I'm sure that most of you traders have already seen this platform, you are pretty familiar. This is pretty much on default what you see when you start your Mt4, when you download it. Basically you got your chart with your instruments, then there are all of the symbols here. You can simply go here, right click and press show all. Now you will see all of the instruments. You've got your navigator, you've got your terminal, and basically all of these tabs. I am not even sure that all of you traders are using them. So basically there is so much stuff that you are not even gonna use, but pretty much I think that Mt4 is pretty good, it's pretty simple, and it can do what you want from it. So now I have closed all of the charts that I don't really need, so I will take this symbol, for example, I will drag it in this space, and I've got it open right here. You can close up, you can change the chart to candlesticks instead. That's way more useful. You can very easily, for example, add some indicators that you want. So basically let's add Bollinger Bands because I like Bollinger Bands. And there you go, very easy as you can see. And what we are gonna do now is, for example, change the properties of the chart that we are seeing. So let's change the background, for example, to something like dark blue. There we go. All right, so now let's also remove the grid real quick. Okay, so if you want to use this exact setup, you can simply right click, go to template and save the template, and you have to basically save it as default. And now your Mt4 platform will always use this one. And you know, we have talked a little bit about templates in our video where we have shared 3 best tips on trading in Mt4 platform, so go ahead and check out that video if you want. The link is in the description. Now in regards to opening any positions, you can go to the left top corner. Basically you can click here and just open one lot here. Okay, there we go. And now if you want to set up your stop loss or take profit, you can simply drag this. So since this is a sell order, stop loss will be up here, of course, and you can see how much you risk per your position. So for example, let's set it to minus 1,200 something, okay, and let's set our take profit to, for example, 2,500. And basically that's how you have to set up your take profits and stop losses. That's the only way really to quickly see how much you are risking in actual money and how much you potentially are going to gain in actual money. Now if you want to set your buy limit, for example, let's set it, for example, right here, okay. And once again, if you want to modify this order somehow, you will have to go here and now modify this order, and basically you have to set actual price, and you cannot really drag the lines. So that's something that you can do in cTrader. We are going to talk about that a little bit later. And now what I'm going to show you is that you can actually see your history quite easily, quite quickly in Mt4. So let's close these orders. There we go. Now go to account history, and you can simply drag it, and let's close up a little bit. If you can see it, I went from here to here, and that's basically how you can review all of your trades. Now, of course, another great advantage of using Mt4 is that the user base for Mt4 is quite huge, and basically there are so many indicators that you can use that people are creating, so that's really good. In regards to languages, you can see that there are quite many of them available, so that's also pretty awesome. And basically it's pretty simple, standard, quite popular platform that is super easy to use, so I think that for most traders this is a very good starting point. Okay, so now I want to talk about the cTrader. Once you install your cTrader and once you log in, this is what you should see. You got your chart, you got this tab with your positions, you got your market watch, or it's not even called market watch, but basically there are your symbols here, and here is some additional stuff. So if you want to change your layout here, for example, you can just basically erase all of this and you've got just your chart. So let's turn it back now. What is really cool about cTrader is that you got your calendar right here, and so if you are watching for some macro releases, you can simply look right here. In this middle section you can see depth of market. You can go even here to see it to the full extent, and you can see just the volumes here. So you can right away see that cTrader got some pretty interesting tools already. Now I've got here gold chart, so let's switch in this order tab to gold. Let me find it real quick. Okay, of course if you don't find it in your watch list, you have to go to all symbols and basically you can just choose it here. It's not an issue really. And what is really cool here, once I set here the volume, I can just take stop loss, and you can either set your pips, how much you are willing to risk, or you can just set price, or you can set how much you are willing to risk in actual money. So for example, let's say that I am willing to risk, for example, minus 200, and you can see already that the price changed. So in Mt4 you actually have to set the price or drag it, you know, but here you can just set the price and that's it. Now I can just do the same for the take profit. So I want risk reward ratio of 2 to 1. So I will set my profit target to 400. And there we go. And of course there is also an option to just drag the line here. So I'm shorting here the gold, and I will just take this take profit and I will drag it, and I just right away know how much I am going to gain when the take profit hits. The same can be done pretty much for the stop loss, as you can see. And if you want even quicker way, you can simply right click on the chart, create new order, and you have the chart right here. And what you can do is drag the stop loss and drag the take profit too, without necessarily opening the position right away. So that's super quick, super fast way to do it. And what is even better is that you can do the same for the limit order. So in Mt4, you actually have to first open the limit order, then you can set your stop losses and your take profits manually. Here you can once again drag it on the chart. So for example, let's just set it like this and you are good to go. And just see that you right away know how much you are risking in actual money, not just pips, just actual money. Of course you see also pips, you see basically everything. So in my opinion, this is a great tool that Mt4 doesn't really have. Another great feature that we have found is that you can modify the order. For example, let's take the position here. This is some shield symbol, and that's basically advanced protection for each position. What you can do here is set your advanced take profit and advanced stop loss. So let's say that I make profit of 10 pips, and in that case 1 ounce will close. Or, you know, you can set 3 ounces. So like 3 out of 10 ounces on this position will close in case that I make 10 pips. In case that I make, for example, 30 pips, the rest of my position will close. And yeah, this is also awesome tool. And in the case of advanced stop loss, you can set it up so it triggers when there is a movement of, for example, 100 pips right here. And what is really important with this advanced protection is that your cTrader must be running and connected to the internet for this to actually work. And another note, a stop loss will be moved to break even, covering also commissions, when spot price has moved this distance from entry price. So that's pretty much what I described here. And yet another great feature that I want to show you here, just click settings, and basically if you have fixed risk management, so for example you are always risking, for example, 15 pips on every single trade, you can go to settings, you can go to quick trade, and you can, for these orders, you can set stop loss of fixed 15 pips. Now of course there is also an option to have fixed take profit, for example, let's say 45, and yeah, just apply it to all of your positions. But you have to be really careful here. So for example, if you are trading gold, this is not really a huge movement for gold, but for Forex, of course, it might be. Now also, if you have more than one screen, I for example have more than one, but I can for some reason just record on one screen, so you can just grab another chart and you can drag it like this, and you can just drag it to your other screen and use as many screens as you want. And once again, this is not really possible on Mt4. Another interesting thing is that if you, for example, just drag your chart, for example, like this, and you will leave it like this, or you simply, for example, erase active symbol panel, or whatever you do, everything is saved. cTrader is cloud-based, and if you are working on your home computer, then go to work. Basically, your layout will be the same. And once again, this is something that Mt4 doesn't really do. So for example, if I set up something on my home computer, there is no real easy way that I can use the same setup on my computer that I use at work. And since we have talked about charts quite a bit, you can see that there are quite many time frames. So most of you, I guess, are used to using 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, etc. But cTrader has more time frames than that. Also, there is tick chart, Renko, and range. And the last thing that I'm going to mention about cTrader is that cTrader is using quite popular programming language, which is not the case for MQL and basically for Mt4. So basically, if you want, you can hire some programmer, and chances are that it's not really going to be that hard to create something for you. Alright, so I think that this is it. We have basically compared the main features of Mt4 and cTrader. Now, I think that Mt4 is simplistic, popular, and it has most of the features that most of the traders are using probably. But of course, if you want to switch to something more advanced, you might want to use cTrader, as it has some features that are not really available in Mt4. But at the end of the day, it's probably a good idea to try both of them, and then you can decide. And with that being said, this is the video. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our FTMO YouTube channel, follow FTMO on social media, and as always, trade safe.